Hello guys, one more time and welcome to Ring Royalty. I'm Alexis, as you already know, and today we have the first ever Q&A here on Ring Royalty. On my main channel, Alexis Girani, I ask you to ask me, that was terribly confusing, but I ask you to ask me all of the questions that you had in mind. They could be wrestling wise or maybe about my personal life, I don't mind, no filters here. And I'm gonna answer all of them right here, right now. So, let's start. Epically says, who do you love more, Nikki or Brie? Alright, so it's not that I hate the Bella Twins, but I'm not the biggest fan of them. If I have to rescue or say who I like better, I think I would say Brie Bella. Maybe Nikki was a better wrestler at some point, but I think Brie could tell a story way better than Nikki. And that's what really counts on my book. I really love storytelling, and Brie could deliver that way better than Nikki. So, Brie. What's your favorite finisher from the past and present? Okay, so from the past, I'm gonna choose 3. The Widow's Peak by Victoria, of course, that's devastating. I would also choose Stratusfaction by Trish Stratus. The Primal Scream by Melina, probably the best. And if we go with submissions, Black Widow by AJ Lee and the Emma Lock by Emma, of course. Mr. WWE fans ask me also, if you were a WWE wrestler, what finisher would you choose? And that's such a good question. I have no idea. I would love to use the last call, the one that Melina used with a complete flip. Like, it is called the Code Red, right? Code Red as well. Or maybe I would choose... I don't know. Okay, so Code Red will do, or the last call, whatever you want to call it. I think that's a pretty devastating move. Maybe if I have to do like a variation of it, I would do a Canadian Destroyer, even though the move now has lost a lot of momentum because everybody uses it, but still. I mean, that's a pretty dope move. Sammy Coleman. Hi Alexis. Hi Sammy. X the Beautiful Nightmare. Number 1. Which country would you like to visit and which country have you visited? I would love to visit the UK, Canada, Australia, Brazil, and maybe Argentina. What country I've visited? Nothing, and nothing. Aww. Number 2, your dream Survivor Series women tag team. Alright, so that's an interesting one. I would say my favorite team would be the Power of Canada, and that team would be Trish Stratus as the captain, of course, along with Maurice, Angelina Love, Natalia, and of course to finish the Canadian Power, Gail Kim. I really love Canada for some reason. I think it's because when I was a kid, like, I loved Trish Stratus and the influence stayed there with me like my whole life, but the Power of Canada sounds like a great Survivor Series team, at least for me. We go with number 3. If you were a wrestler, what song would you pick as your team song? So, as a wrestler, a lot of tough questions here. I haven't even thought about that, like never. So if I'm choosing a male song, I would choose the Undisputed Era song because I think it's pretty cool. I really enjoy the vibe of it. If we're talking about a female song that I could adapt, I would like to have Candice LeRae current team song because I will enjoy a dark gimmick because I think I'm kind of crazy. Not like AJ Lee crazy or like Psycho Mickey crazy, but still I can pull it off very well, so don't test me. But yeah, I mean, I would love to hear Candice LeRae music while I'm entering the ring, or the Undisputed Era for more like a normal gimmick. So yeah. What is your opinion on the AEW Women Tag Team Tournament? brilliant. Great opportunity for lots of women that are not in a major promotion at the moment. It's so refreshing to see some character development too, because the AEW women's division hasn't been the best because of the lack of characters, because the roster itself has a lot of talent there. They have Nyla Rose, Hikaru Shida, Penelope Ford, Ali. So the only thing they need is to have freaking characters. If you could make a dream fatal 4-way match between one current women of each division, AEW, WWE, NXT, and TNA, who would you choose and why? Alright, so if I have to choose 4 women for this fatal 4-way match, fantasy booking of course, I will go with TNA's Madison Rayne, of course, AEW's Britt Baker, that I'm waiting that her injury disappears so she can kick some ass again, and WWE Sasha Banks for sure, and probably NXT I would go with Io Shirai or maybe Dakota Kai. But let's keep it with Io Shirai. So I do think Io Shirai is an amazing athlete. Her matches with Sasha, or her one match with Sasha Banks, was spectacular. So those two are huge stars. They are great at selling, they are great at doing innovative maneuvers, as well as Britt Baker, who brings the character to the match. Britt Baker is such a good heel. I mean, we could have a stare down between heel Britt Baker and heel Sasha Banks. That would be very interesting, who sees the real role model. And then we would add Madison Rayne, who is whiny. She's like a princess. Well, she's the queen bee. She's not a princess, the queen bee. And she would try to take advantage of the situation and try sneaky ways to win. So basically it would be kind of like Io Shirai against the world. But Io is such a spectacular wrestler that it doesn't really matter if the rest of them are heels. I would say that would be a very, very interesting match. And if I have to pick a winner, I would go probably with Britt Baker. I would love to see Britt Baker apply the lockjaw on either Madison Rayne to shut her up or to Sasha Banks. So yeah, those are the 5, and thank you very much, Alex Ann. You already saw her on my video. I'm gonna leave it over here of top 5 favorite heel women's wrestler ever. And thank you very much, girl, for your support, for everything you've done for me, and these are all the answers to your questions. Let's continue. Andres Style. You ready to make a video with me about predictions for SummerSlam? Andres, I am so ready. Thank you once again for your participation in my channel. I'm gonna leave the video over here. It was our favorite baby faces in women's wrestling. Check it out. And I'm so ready for that, Andres. I really hope that you would enjoy my participation there. I will do my best. I have never done predictions before, but I really hope that you would like what I can bring to the table, to your channel. I'm gonna share it with you guys too, but I don't know if you will watch it, as the video will be in Spanish, but you never know, maybe you can learn a new language with Alexis. Note, who do you think is the worst WWE Champion and Divas Champion? Well, when it comes to male wrestlers, worst WWE Champion? I would say Brock Lesnar, just because he never defended it and the championship looked like it wasn't there while he held it. I'm talking about when he became a part-timer, not his first reign. When it comes to Divas Champion, there's a couple that would say they were the worst. I have 3 in mind, to be honest. First, Jillian, which is not her fault because she was champion for like what, 6 minutes? That was such a terrible move by WWE. I mean, crappy. Then another really bad Divas Champion was Brie Bella, sadly, because they never let her do much, to be honest, and the Velvetons weren't that relevant when Brie got the title, so she couldn't do much. And another one that I think was a bad Divas Champion, and I think probably some people are gonna bash me for it. Sorry. It's going to be Alicia Fox. I think most people forgot Alicia Fox was even Divas Champion because she was basically like a transitional champion. They kind of gave her the opportunity to step up her game, and I'm not saying Alicia's bad, but to be honest, we have a roster packed with lots of women. Back then, we had Melina, we had Maryse, Gail Kim, Lay Cool, that really Alicia Fox didn't stand out that much, and it was shown. So maybe that's the reason why I didn't enjoy her Divas title reign. Sam RH. Who was your favorite women wrestler in each era? Attitude Tori Wilson Show, Divas and Women's Evolution. Sam, first I want to thank you for all your support. I always enjoy reading your comments. Love the way you just describe one era as the Tori Wilson Show, which is so true. So from the Attitude Era, my favorite wrestler would be Chyna, by far. From the Tori Wilson Show, I would say Tori Wilson probably, or even Dawn Marie. I really enjoy Dawn Marie, such an underrated performer. Then you forgot the Ruthless Aggression Era. I would go with Trish and Lita there. Probably even Mickie James. That's my favorite era because that's the one that made me fall in love with wrestling. The Divas era, Beth Phoenix and Lay Cool. And for the Women's Revolution or Evolution, that's very tough because there are a lot. So I would go with my top 3, Sasha Banks, Asuka, and who else? Sasha Banks, Asuka. I need to think my third spot carefully. Alright, I have it. So, wrestling-wise, Sasha Banks and Asuka. And character-wise, I would actually go with Alexa Bliss. Don't hate me. True Aaliyah fan. Who do you think is the worst wrestler ever? Damn, ever. If we're talking about women, I suppose. Well, Eva Marie, Rosa Mendes, Jenna Morasca. Yeah, that's about it. Only those 3. I mean, Jenna Morasca was a disaster. She was not a wrestler, and you can find her if you don't know who she is because she appeared on TNA Impact only once, I believe. You can search her match on YouTube. The video is called The Worst Women's Wrestling Match Ever. And it was. Question from JTS Cherry. If Angelina Love and Velvet Sky could wrestle any tag team, who would you want to see? So, alright, so if we're talking about current tag team, I would love to see the Beautiful People against the Iconics. I mean, it's obvious why. I would find it very interesting. Both of them had strong gimmicks, strong characters as tag teams, but at the same time they were both good in the ring, like very, very good. It would be very interesting to see the Iconics against the Beautiful People. And if we're talking about a team from the past, I would have loved to see the rivalry that everyone that is fan of women's wrestling wanted to see back in 2010, Lay Cool against the Beautiful People. That match could have been such a blast. It could have been one for the ages, at least for women's tag team wrestling. But of course it never happened because Layla and Michelle McCool never wrestled outside WWE, I believe. So they never had the opportunity to cross paths with the Beautiful People. So such a shame, such a bummer. There you have it. That was my first Q&A here in Ring Royalty. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Most of the questions were wrestling wise, so let's keep it professional. I like that. Thank you once again for asking, because this video would not be possible if I had no questions. Once again, I want to thank you for your support like I always do. The channel is growing very, very fast. It already has 3 months. That's like insane. Time flies, and now we are almost 150. So that makes me very, very motivated. That will be it for this week. I will see you guys next Monday. And I have some news. Probably a very, very interesting project is coming with a very special guest. Just keep checking Ring Royalty every Monday/Tuesday, because sometimes I don't have time to edit, to see if the surprise happens or not. Thank you very much, and I will see you guys pretty soon. Goodbye.